Hey guys, so I'm a little bit late with this video actually. I wanted to talk about a day I spent in Birmingham. So I was doing a house sit in Wolverhampton, which is about 15 minutes on the train from Birmingham, and I was there for about a month. And there's just something about the energy in that house where I felt like I couldn't film, I felt like I couldn't write, I couldn't read, I had headaches. Literally, the whole time I was there, I felt physically ill. And I was so fatigued that I really didn't go out and do many things. But one day, I was able to go down to Birmingham and I had a really great time, which is kind of like the one ray of sunshine in that month. So I'm really happy I was able to do that. And I was able to do a bunch of things that I enjoyed doing and that I hadn't been able to do in a while. So one of the first things I did in Birmingham, I kind of stuck in one area so I wouldn't have to take different buses or walk that far. Because I think with the weather changing and it becoming colder, my joints just do not like it. They're like, you may not be old yet, but your body is pretty tired. So I kind of stayed around the university. And one of the first things I did was go to the Geology Museum. I think it's the University of Birmingham that I was like near. But the Geology Museum there, it was really, really cool. You get it's like 1.5 floors basically, and you get this really great introduction into geology, paleontology. You get to see the different stratospheres or stratigraphy of the earth, and then they talks about Scottish and UK geology, so the forming of the islands, especially the ones that are forming actively, like with active volcanoes in Scotland, which I did not know about. They talked about there, which I thought was really cool because most of my geologic knowledge is focused on Hawaii or the United States. So it was really nice and interesting to learn about the geology for the UK. And then the second floor was gemstones and kind of the sociological interaction of geology with the public. So there's like coal mining information, metal mining, all of those different aspects of the economic side of geology. And then from there, I went to the art gallery, and the Geology Museum and the art gallery were really nice because they were free to enter and they're wonderfully put together. The art gallery had works from the Middle Ages, the medieval times, through the Renaissance to the Impressionists, into more modern art. And there was different mediums. That's something I've noticed, especially around Birmingham and Wolverhampton, is that they have different mediums. So in most museums I go to, it's usually oil paintings or marble statues, but they had watercolors, some ink paintings, bronze statues, and it's just really nice to see these different materials being presented. And then after that, I walked down to Winterbourne, which is only about 1 or 2 minutes down the road. Winterbourne is this botanical garden that has a cafe, a used bookstore, a little museum, and it's just this beautifully wonderful place to visit. So I think that it was about £8.50 to enter, and they have a wonderful garden. They have European style gardens, Japanese styled gardens, fields, wonderful trees. They had a bunch of little greenhouses that have different kind of plants, different classifications of plants. So there's like carnivores, succulents, orchids. You kind of get a large variety when you get to walk around, and you can walk around for hours and still not see everything. But it was a really, really beautiful place. A lot of pictures that I've been using as references for watercolor practice, so that's really good. And then after you do the botanical gardens, they have this really nice used bookstore where I picked up Summer by Ali Smith. And I've been wanting to read one of Ali Smith's books for a while, so I was really happy to pick this up. and it was only £1.50, which is pretty good. I think the hardcovers were £2. So, and they had a large sale rack in like the front of the used bookstore, and I think those are only like 50 pence, 25 pence. So if you want to pick up some used books and you're near University of Birmingham, that's a really good place to stop, because I don't think you have to pay to go to the bookstore. And then after I got my book, I was like, oh, it's around lunchtime, I should go and get something to eat. And they have this really nice cafe. They have pastries, sandwiches, quiches. I ended up getting a carrot and coriander soup with a dinner roll and some elderflower and pomegranate sparkling water. And it was a really nice meal. I was able to start reading Summer by Ellie Smith and kind of just enjoy the atmosphere. There's indoor and outdoor seating, so you can kind of sit where you felt like. Then after that, it was around mid-afternoon, and it takes about an hour to get back to where I was staying, an hour and a half, because it was a train and a bus to get back to my house at the time. So I headed back, and I just had a nice day in Birmingham. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.